What's going on, guys? This is Crypto Corny. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you a few of my trades here on Binance with some altcoins and start a new series where I detail some trades I make, some patterns I look for, and I'm going to show you guys my winning and losing trades to help teach us both in becoming more profitable in trading. But right off the bat, I gotta tell you guys, this is not live footage today. I just made a trade on this coin TNB today, and I have some pictures from yesterday's trades as well. Now, I deposited 0.5 Bitcoin into my Binance account. I'm currently sitting at a total balance of 0.596, so I'm up nearly 20% in 2 days. Yesterday I made about 10%, and today I made another 0.046 Bitcoin as well. And just so you guys know, there's no funny business going on here. Here's my deposit on January 22nd of 0.5 Bitcoin. I had no other previous balances. These were all withdrawn. I had nothing in here before. So like I said, we did start with 0.5 Bitcoin, and we are currently sitting at a total of 0.597 in total value. So once you sign up for Binance and make your first deposit, you're gonna have to decide which exchange to use. Now they're the same exact thing, it's just a different user interface, different looks. So there's a basic and advanced version. Personally, I like the advanced, but we'll get into that in just a second. This is what the basic looks like. It's got a white background, which tends to irritate my eyes after looking at it for extended periods of time. All the information you ever need is right here, but it's just not laid out very well in my opinion. That's why I use the advanced. It's got a nice dark gray background with a very large chart. It removes some of the strain off my eyes after looking at screens for many hours. It's got a nice flowing level 2 here, the rolling order list. Everything's just laid out nicely in my opinion. I just truly like this version better than the basic, but it all comes down to personal preference. Another important thing to note is if there is extremely high volume on a certain coin you're watching, you may experience some sort of lag or the actual advanced exchange freezing up from time to time, which I've experienced in the past. Now, switching over to the basic exchange or even using the app on your phone has proven to work a lot better than advanced if there are huge amounts of volume. But that was back when Tron was getting pumped tremendously and we saw volume at like 70,000 Bitcoin in a day or something ridiculous, whatever it was. It's very unlikely that you'll see those spikes, but if you are trying to trade a coin that has extremely high volume, you may be better off for the time being on the basic or on the mobile version of the exchange. So now let's actually get into today's trade. First of all, I don't have live footage for you today. I'm still trying to gather that. It's difficult for me to make commentary and really make a flowing video while trying to trade. Things happen so sporadically. It's just difficult to compile footage for you guys, but I am still trying to get that for you so you can see me make decisions in real time. But for right now, I'm going to go through my order list and show you step by step what I was seeing and why I was making the decisions that I made. So when looking for coins to trade, I usually go up here and look at the BTC pairs that have both high 24-hour change and also high 24-hour volume. I'm looking for volatility and also liquidity. You got to have coins that are moving up and down by a lot to be able to scalp, 5 or 10% here and there. And you also have to have high liquidity, so when you try and get in and out, you're not suffering a large spread. The spread being the difference between the buy and sell orders. So that narrowed it down to TNB for me today. Again, the name and actual program or the project doesn't mean anything to me. These are just trading vehicles in my eyes. So the pattern I saw today on this chart here, we saw a timestamp here of 1835. You notice my first buy order was not till 2039, so about 2 hours down the road. But this is where I started looking at the chart. Reason being is I noticed a pattern that I like to trade. This pattern specifically is waiting for a massive run up and a pullback with another attempt at a retest here at the highs, followed by another pullback and consolidation. You can see we had massive volume here, massive selling volume, and it really started to dwindle down and get really tight here price movement wise. We kind of started trading sideways. I'm looking for it to start settle down and then actually start to perk up, and my buy signal would be getting back up to this first retest point here. After the sell back, we see this retest here pushing up towards the highs, followed by a failure and a pullback. Once we get back up to this level here, I'm looking to start scaling into the order in hopes of getting back to this high point here. You can see this is a pretty significant change of, what is that? Probably a little bit less than 10% here, between 5 and 10%, but that's all we're really looking for. We're looking to get in and get out within a couple hours max and take that 5 to 10% profit. So I started watching this chart and ticking forward, you could see we did start pushing back up to this region here. Now, I didn't get in, like I said, until 2039, and we'll find that candle coming up here soon. You can see we started trending sideways some more and more, putting in higher lows and higher highs. We started getting up to that point where we're really coiling up, getting ready to break out. So I'm going to go down to the 1 minute chart to show you guys exactly what I was seeing at the exact time. Let's find that actual candle of 2039. Bear with me here. I want to show you guys exactly what I was seeing and what I was thinking. So it looks like 2039 was this candle right here. So right at this point is where I decided to buy. I got in at 1297, which was at the bottom of this green candle here. So immediately I was already up, and you can see we started trading sideways up a little bit, and it really started perking up here where we got to this recent high and retested that point to break out. Sorry if I'm losing you guys at all. If you need to pause or go back in the video, please feel free. I'm trying to go quickly to keep the video short, but also give you guys as much information as possible. So back on the 5 minute chart, again, this is the candle we bought in at 2039, right at the bottom. And you can see we started coiling up here, getting tighter and tighter as we tested again and again against this point. We actually started breaking above it here and there. A couple candles closed above it, which gave me more confidence that my prediction was right, or my analysis was correct, and I was going to hold on until we got to this point. So you can see we did continue trending up here, and we did get to the point eventually. You can see throughout, I did place multiple buy orders. I bought it, like I said, 1297 first, followed by 1307, 1325, 1350, and 1338, before finally selling at 1465. The previous high here was 1445, and usually on these patterns, what you look to do is look to get the price up to this point and then have it blast through. Usually if the price retests this high here, it'll blast through tremendously, going up by another 10, 20, sometimes even 30%. Now that doesn't always happen, and I tend to lean more on the safe side. I want to take profits. My initial analysis was to get to this point, take a roughly 0.05 Bitcoin profit and get out. That's what I was aiming for. That was my goal. When trading, you need to not be greedy. You need to stick to your plan. If you have a certain price target or a certain profit target, if you reach that point, sell, take the profit. Do not be greedy. Do not wait around and try to get more, because more likely than not, your greed will overcome you and you'll actually sell at a lower price than you could have. Once you reach your goal, take it. If you leave money on the table, as you'll see here in a second, I did also, it's fine. I'd rather cry over money left on the table than money lost, right? So always make a plan, stick to your plan, have your risk management. With that being said, my risk management was this low here. If the price was going to fall below here, I was going to sell and take my loss. So knowing that going forward, I had my profit range, which was roughly this area, and my risk range here, my reward and my risk. So always have a trading plan going in and stick to that plan. If you fall below the price, sell. If you get to the price, sell. Take your profit or take your loss. With that being said, we did continue to trend forward, and I ended up selling my position here at 1465, which I believe was on this candle or somewhere between these two. Now, we did just barely break above this point, and I sold because I saw a little bit of heavy selling pressure here. I was kind of nervous that it wouldn't go higher. Now, as you can see, we did reach about 1508 before selling off. And I did have a losing trade here. I did a small position of 10,000 coins at 1480 because I had made just below 0.05 Bitcoin. I think I was at 0.496. I'm sorry, 0.0496. And I tried to be greedy and scalp the extra little bit just to round up to that 0.05. This is an example where a little bit of greed didn't do me well because I ended up selling for a small loss. As you can see, after we reached this high point, we did sell off and fall back down. So I did sell at a decent point. Now, I stopped looking at the chart. I walked away after completing this trade, and I didn't really follow it afterwards. I believe we've since come up. Yeah, we're since back up to this point here. We retested, so this would have been a decent area to get back in. Reason being is we fell back down to this point of previous resistance. You can see here when we got this previous high, we got this resistance point here before falling down, and this resistance point proved to be key resistance over here as well. We struggled getting through it here. We poked through a little here, but struggled with this big red candle. And we struggled at this point until we finally broke through to this new high. Well, when we fell back down, that previous resistance here became support. So that would have been a nice area to buy back in, looking to get back to this point. at the same time, we could have just easily fallen off here and fallen back down to these levels. So I usually get in and get out of these trades and hold on to my profit with dear life. Usually if I try to get back in after making a sizable profit, something will end up going wrong, emotion will take hold of me, I'll be greedy, and I'll end up losing money and losing some of my profit. My profit goal for the day was that 0.05 Bitcoin. I hit it and I walked away. I stopped looking at the charts. I distanced myself from it to avoid any further greed, because when you do make a sizable profit on a trade, you almost get this false sense of superiority, like you know more than everybody else, like you can't lose. You get this weird feeling. So to me, it always helps after I make a big trade or sizable profit to just walk away. Now, you may miss trades, and for you veteran traders, you may have a better stomach than I do or better emotion control than I do. But for me personally, I have to walk away, kind of reset my brain and get back into the groove of things and not be emotional, not be greedy. But that's pretty much the entirety of this trade. You guys can see this pattern that I was envisioning here. Again, we started looking at the pattern here, and I envisioned this run up as we saw. So this is just one example of it working out. Another example would be on TNT yesterday. I saw the same pattern forming. We saw this massive rise up, followed by a pullback, a failed retest of this high, followed by more consolidation, and then just more coiling and more pressure up here building on the buy side. So I believe when I got in yesterday, don't quote me on this, I could be wrong. I want to say I got in at this candle here after we surpassed this point. I don't have the records pulled up. And frankly, if you guys don't believe me, you don't believe me, but I have all the trading records, and if you guys really want to see them, I can show you. But regardless, I did get in somewhere around this level here, and we did retest the highs. Now I can tell you I sold way before this point. I believe I ended up selling at about 2,900, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe even sooner. I know I didn't take a tremendous profit on this. I left a lot of money on the table on this one, but again, you just never know if they're going to pump through or fall back down. Obviously, this is one of the examples where we see that massive, massive run-up after breaking this high. This wasn't exactly the case. Now, it is still a little too early to determine that, I guess, because looking at the longer-term chart, we could see more of a pump here beyond this recent point. So in the next few hours, we could see something that looks more like this in the long term. The other trade that I had was on CND, which was similar. Another pattern here. We saw this massive rise up followed by a failed retest, the pullback, consolidation, and this would be your entry point over here, looking to get some more green candles, surpassing this point, followed by this point. Again, I sold too early, right around the retest of this previous high. I left some money on the table, but again, pretty decent trade here, made some pretty decent profit. And it's not about calling the exact bottoms. It's not about getting out at the exact high. It's about taking the meat of the move and taking your profit and leaving. Being a day trader, looking to do day trades, you're looking to just make 5-10% at best. Some people even scalp for 1, 2, or 3%, but you're looking to make quick profits, get in and get out. A lot of people tend to have a better stomach for swing trading, being in for a couple days or weeks or months, where it's a lot less stressful. You can kind of set your trade and walk away. Day trading, it's very stressful, especially for newcomers. Definitely would not recommend it. If you do try it out, I can almost guarantee you're going to lose money at first. Just know that my background came from penny stocks 3 years ago, so I had trading experience for the past 3 years on and off. So I came into the space with technical analysis abilities, somewhat of a decent control of my emotions and greed, and basically just the basic skills you need to have a foundation for day trading. So I'm not perfect. Like I said, I'm going to have videos where I show you guys losing trades and why I lost and where I went wrong. In some cases, the analysis might be right, but the timing might be wrong, and vice versa. So look forward to more videos coming about more technical analysis, more trades, and hopefully I can get some live trades in, whether that be a live broadcast or like a live video on YouTube, or just actually some live commentary over a trade. But that's pretty much all that I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to try and answer them for you. Go ahead and get signed up for Binance if you're not already signed up. There's a link below the video. Make your first deposit and start dabbling around. You can start with $10, $50, $100 if you want, and it's not about making crazy amounts of money right off the bat. It's about consistency. I was able to deposit half of Bitcoin because that's what I had laying around, but obviously most people probably can't do that. or aren't willing to risk that amount right off the bat. Gain experience, gain consistency, and then start ramping up your bankroll and what you're willing to risk. But again, that's all that I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already to see my future videos, and get involved in my weekly Bitcoin giveaways. Every Friday, I send a lucky subscriber some free Bitcoin. All you gotta do is leave a comment on my videos with your Bitcoin address and a question that I can answer if I pick you. So good luck in the upcoming giveaways. And again, thanks for watching. We'll see you again in the next video.